Welcome back to Wednesday Night Zombie Fever on 2BACR 100.9 FM. So, Batman has been recently cast, or recast, for the Batman vs Superman movie. That's what it's called?
Yep.
Superman vs Batman, something like that.
It's the sequel to Man of Steel, but it's not related to the actual Christopher Nolan trilogy.
Yeah, so it's not.
separate.
It hasn't got anything to do with Batman Begins or, you know.
So it's not a sequel to that. There's a full stop at the end of that. This is a new Batman.
Yeah, so kind of like Amazing Spider-Man to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In other words,
Start
the
again.
exact same film.
Yes.
With great
Heaps
power
of
comes
people.
great responsibility. No, with great something comes great something. What could we put in there? Oh, just do the same thing.
Yeah, but heaps of people are outraged, or were outraged, when they heard that Ben Affleck is going to play Batman.
I was pretty shocked because I heard this on Trail Walker. Basically, we left checkpoint something, and then when we got to the next checkpoint, we're like, Ben Affleck is Batman? What happened?
Yeah.
What happened in those woods?
Yeah, see, I was a bit outraged when I first heard it too, but then I kind of thought, well, why not, really? I mean, there was Daredevil, and I think that's what everybody thinks of when they think Ben Affleck is.
It was
Because it's his superhero movie so
Yeah.
far. Yeah.
But Daredevil was a bad movie, and that wasn't Ben Affleck's fault. Like, that's not a
true.
bad actor.
But I do flash back to the bit where it starts raining and you see like a manly looking Jennifer Garner in the rain, and he's like, oh my god, you're so beautiful. I flash back to that and I think, no.
You think unacceptable?
Yes, I think that.
Yeah. Because I was like mixed. When I first found out, it was a little Tomorrow When the War Began, except instead of coming out of the bush and somebody having taken over the country, it's coming out of the bush and going, whoa guys, we're behind, what's going on, Ben Affleck's Batman. But I don't know, I'm kind of with Steph on this. I think that I'm reserving my opinion until I actually see it.
Yeah,
Because I always think about, you know, whenever there's a movie that's really hyped up and everyone's like, yeah, this is going to be perfect, or this actor is perfect, or blah blah blah, it never meets your expectations.
He is a good actor.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck is a good actor, but I don't see him as Bruce Wayne.
Nobody does. But then I remember, even when Hugh Jackman was cast as Wolverine, a lot of people were like, oh, Hugh Jackman's a bit skinny, and, you know...
I can't even remember that.
I remember some people were like, yeah, I don't think Hugh Jackman should be playing Wolverine. Yeah. He's not stocky enough. He's not built enough. He's just a skinny kind of dancing dude. But then he plays a really good Wolverine. And the most famous one, I think, is Heath Ledger as the Joker.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, oh my god, why do they cast that guy? You know, that Australian guy from 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah,
He's like this
he wasn't
little boy.
really associated
That was a
with
massive
the Joker.
shock.
Yeah. And then we went and saw it, and everybody's like, oh my god, that was like the scariest Joker I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that worked out fine. So I think we have to give Ben Affleck a chance.
Because I also think of, I know that neither of you two watched the show, as I found out tonight, but in Doctor Who, when they, because it stopped at the end of the 80s and then they kind of revamped it more recently. So they had Christopher Eccleston, and then when he was replaced by David Tennant, everyone's like, no! And then everyone loved David Tennant, and then when they announced Matt Smith, everyone's like, no again! And now everybody loves him. So, you know, you've got to give them a shot and see how they actually go in the role and not really judge them by what they've done in the past. But I think, obviously, the exception with Ben Affleck is that he has played a superhero in the past.
Yes. That's what's working
Whereas-
against him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think
far.
everybody's like, oh, Daredevil. But I think my biggest thing about... my biggest thing about Ben Affleck was he doesn't look
Batman.
dark enough.
That's what I think. He just...
But then I think about Heath Ledger again, and I the only other movie I'd seen him in is like A Knight's Tale and 10 Things I Hate About You. I'm like, he's definitely not dark enough for the Joker.
Yeah, but that had a lot of makeup and a lot of...
Yeah, but it was mainly his acting.
Yeah, but he's just going to be in a suit. Bruce Wayne is just in a suit.
Yeah,
He just looks...
But Bruce
good.
Wayne is different.
Well, if it's
He's
anything,
Batman.
if it's anything like Superman, you hardly ever saw Clark Kent, right? So maybe you're never going to see Bruce Wayne. You're just going to see.
Well, in the new Superman,
Batman.
you saw Clark Kent, but he was kind of melded with Superman. There was no clear definition of this is Clark Kent and now he's Superman.
It's just Superman in a suit with glasses and a press pass.
Well, it's
How did Superman get a press pass?
Because you guys haven't seen that movie, right?
No.
It's hard to explain if you haven't seen it, but there's no, like... He's not Clark Kent the reporter, like, at all. It's before that.
Okay.
So,
Oh, still in his hometown, or
Smallville.
well, not really, because he leaves Smallville and does this whole bunch of other jobs
okay?
as a whole bunch of different people. So he's never really Clark Kent. He changes his name a lot.
Oh, okay.
And that's
I think
why it's a bit mixed up, because, it's weird. It's not a traditional kind of Superman.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that we have to remember that, Bruce Wayne is, billionaire playboy, basically.
Yep.
Batman is very different. Batman is very dark. But you can play two basically different people. So I don't think Ben Affleck will have trouble playing Bruce Wayne at all. Batman is the bit I was worried about.
You think he's going to have a bad Batman voice?
I don't think it can be worse than
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale's Batman voice.
No other Batman actor has put on a voice, though.
Yeah, that's true. George Clooney was just like, he was like the worst one. And George Clooney
His
is an
suit had
awesome
nipples.
actor. George Clooney, just saying, is a fantastic actor.
And his Batman sucked.
His Batman was the worst of all.
Yes.
I think
Val
you can safely
Kilmer.
say that.
Val Kilmer. Okay, so a lot of people bag out Val Kilmer, but he was in movies like Heat. Heat is a very good movie.
Top Gun. One
Top
of my
Gun.
favourite movies.
Yeah.
One of
That's
your
it.
favourite movies is Top Gun?
I'm playing Danger Zone. Or that song from the beginning.
Yeah, that's an
I
awesome
like
song.
I like Top Gun. It's fun.
Okay.
Have you seen Hot Shots?
No.
No.
It's like a parody of it with Charlie Sheen. Anyway,
I
never
have
mind.
seen Hot Shots.
That's
Anyway.
a
Well,
nothing here nor there.
Val Kilmer he's a good actor. He hit a bit of a rough patch.
Have you
but
seen
anyway,
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang? Great
seen
movie.
parts of it. But his Batman sucked too. A lot of Batmans have sucked.
Yes. But
Michael Keaton was
Michael
good.
Keaton was good.
I think everybody says
and I
Michael
think that's
Keaton was the
another
best
one
Batman.
that everyone heard the casting choice and went, we're out. I'm not going to see this film.
But
I actually like Christian Bale better than Michael Keaton.
I don't remember
Even with the
Michael
voice.
Keaton,
It's
but
kinda
I know
different.
that he is most people's favourite Batman. So, I mean, I think you have to you can't really judge before it's happened.
Yeah. Because I guess
No,
my
but-
big argument about, waiting to see Ben Affleck in the role is the fact that he's auditioned.
Has he?
Well, obviously they wouldn't have just gone and
Oh, look,
gone
Ben Affleck.
alphabetically through Hollywood and started with Affleck. Like, they've obviously put some thought into it because it's a huge production, so
Yeah.
they have to know that they're going to get their money's worth. And so they would obviously be
And-
very much aware of the criticism of Daredevil and people's hesitance in accepting Ben Affleck as Batman.
And remember
They
that-
wouldn't do that if they didn't have confidence that he could pull it off.
These are the people who cast that guy for Superman as well. He was relatively
well
unknown.
done. Yeah.
I don't know his name. He
Henry
was relatively
Cavill.
unknown. So you got to think that why would they just pick a famous actor? If they didn't just pick a famous actor for Superman, why would they just do that for Batman? It doesn't really make a lot of sense. So I mean, I think it would be alright. If the movie is good, then I think you can. I don't know. The movie has to be good for the acting, for the actors to be
Yeah.
good. Daredevil was a horrible movie. Horrible.
But it wasn't just
painfully
about the
horrible.
acting.
And Colin Farrell, Ben Affleck, and Jennifer Garner are all good actors.
I quite like Colin Farrell. He has an awesome accent.
Well, we'll be back after this song to talk about the next casting announcements that were made this week for 50 Shades of Grey.
And we have done some 50 Shades of Grey bashing, but this is not that.
We're not going to really be talking about 50 Shades of Grey,
We're
but
talking
there will
about
be some
acting
bashing.
and casting choices. But if you are here for our Twilight / other bashing, tune in, because there'll be some. You're listening to 2BACR 100.9 FM.